Obviously very different.
Yeah.
Again, going into the program, I don't know what his day-to-day was, but I don't care who you are. It's tough to replicate skating in game situations. I mean, he can stay in good shape off the ice, which I'm sure he did. He looks great. He looks in great spirits. But when you literally don't even touch the ice for 2+ months, we just want to put him in the best situation to be successful when he does return.
It's maybe not ideal for him, but just on the whole, do you like the Christmas break, having 3 days?
Possibly. I haven't really thought about it like that. We truly, have talked about taking it day to day with him. We truly have.
Not with him, but just not with
For
him
us?
specifically, just in general.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see how these next 2 games go. Again, Verona goes bar down instead of bar up. It's amazing the feel that would have been in the locker room after. So let's see where these next 2 games go and see if that break's needed or not.
What's the mood in there right now? I mean, do you feel like you guys are, I don't know, you wallowing in it? Are you still, is there a good vibe still?
Yeah, it's decent. It's a good vibe. Again, I think we've done a good job of judging ourselves on performance. And again, within this 0-4-2 stretch, we've had some really good performances. We've been erratic in our game where our 5-on-5 play has been great. Special team has not. Even in some of those wins early on, I think we've did a pretty good job of judging ourselves on performance. That's a sign of a mature team, or a team that's maturing. So, again, I mean, you look at our latest body of work. We played pretty well versus Carolina. We played pretty well versus Florida. We get nothing to show for it. Ottawa's a tough read because we were awful in the special teams, outscored them 5-on-5, and then we get a point on the road last night. So the guys do a pretty good job of judging themselves on performance, but the league's not forgiving. You have Tampa coming in here. They're 13-2 in their last 15. I don't think anyone in the league's playing as good as they are. So, again, it's going to be about us and where our game's at.
When you saw Berggren in training camp, did you think this is a guy who's going to be up here soon, Jonathan Berggren?
I thought there was a chance. He did a lot of good things in camp. And again, having skill in your lineup for a group that doesn't have a ton of skill, I don't look at it. Of course, you look at it. The goal for last night, he makes a skill play from below the goal line on the power play, ends up at the back of their net. He makes some plays on entries, some offensive poise, but sometimes skill shows up in different ways. He helps us get out of our zone at times. It might be simple as being under pressure and having a skilled flip to get you out of pressure, out of the D zone. I just think he does some of those things. His game's still growing. When you look back on video, he gets himself in trouble. His fingerprints have been on chances against and goals against. But for the most part, he's done a lot of good things, and this doesn't surprise me from what I saw at camp, which is a positive.
Derek, you said something that's kind of interesting about judging on performance. And I know with 0-4-2, how important is it just to win a hockey game at this point? Because it seems the attitude is still pretty good. They understand why they're losing or what happens, but I'm going back years ago where when Red Wing teams were in slumps, they would say, we just have to win a hockey game. I don't care how we do it, we just have to win it. Is the team at that point yet?
Yes, that's real. And that was my point of last night. In reality, in this 0-4-2 stretch, that was not one of our better performances. We've played better in that stretch, but we were sitting right there with Hronek on the doorstep all alone. If that goes bar down, it's amazing how it's just winning and losing, how the difference of the field is. And again, that's a pretty good road point anytime. Any team in the league, I think, would have taken that point last night on how well Washington's playing and how well they're playing at home. But for us, we're pressing a little bit. Confidence is something that they're battling a little bit. 100% getting a win is different. So there are things to build off from last night. But, again, unforgiving league. We're going right into Tampa.
Seems like Kubalik is kind of cooled down. Maybe is that just a correction, or is there something in his game?
Yeah, I think he's probably fighting a little bit of his confidence too. There's some plays. I think early on he's got the puck on a stick on a 3-on-1 entry, and he blows up a drop. He makes that play a month ago every time. He makes that play 9 out of 10 times. So I think there's a little of that in this game too, where he's battling a little bit, but maybe a little correction. But again, when he's playing well, he's assertive. I mean, you look at the first goal for in Ottawa. It's a chip. He wins a battle, keeps it alive in the forecheck. He's the one that passed it to Joe from below the goal line. He finds himself in offense a lot. So maybe fighting a little bit, but he probably reflects our entire team.
Just Austin Zarnik, going back to Grand Rapids, is that more of a credit to Elmer and Berggren earning their spot here? What went into that decision?
Yeah, probably just to give Elmer an opportunity.
Okay.
Obviously, we gave Zarnik the opportunity last night over Elmer. We want to give Elmer an opportunity this next game out. It just makes sense if either of those guys aren't going to be playing with us and GR is playing, which they are Thursday and Friday. It just makes sense.
Quick one for me, Sonny finding the back of the net on the power play. Can you just speak to what he's provided offensively for this team so far this year?
Well, depth and offense. When we're going well, when we're competitive in games, we get offense throughout the lineup, not just the Larkins of the world. So, yes, when he provides offense, when any of our guys throughout our lineup help us with depth in our offense. I don't think we're built to score a lot. And anyone that chips in, and he's done that in games. The Buffalo point, having the quick goals to get us back in that game. So some added depth and offense.